Hey everybody, this is Britton and Sam DeWeese back for Sweet and Sour Comics. It's been a couple weeks since we've done a video. As you can see, I'm a little tired. Been working hard, getting my mother-in-law's house ready to sell. But we got some big news. A couple of weeks ago, we got a huge purchase that we'll show you at the end of the video. And I think you're really going to like it, so stay tuned. All right, we're going to start this show off today with a couple of the very few issues that I don't have of the Uncanny X-Men. They're more modern. It's the first appearance of X-23, which turns out to be Wolverine's clone daughter. You kind of find that out, I think, in later issues. I was reading these. They're pretty good, though. This is kind of her first little cameo reveal right here. And this is her first cover appearance right here. They're starting to get to be highly sought after issues. I think these issues are 2007 or 8 now when they came out. So they're starting to get a little bit older, but still considered modern. And now I'm just this much closer to having the whole series of the first volume of the X-Men. The next comic that I'm going to show you is yet another X-Men issue and the last one in this grouping for the week. It's X-Men number 75. I picked this up on eBay, I believe, for a whopping $3.75. That's about all it's worth. Basically, it's a reprint of The Mimic returning, which was issue 27 back in the day. The reason why it's $3.75 is that there's a split on the cover from about here to about here. So the book isn't actually worth very much. It's a low-grade copy, but it's an issue that I didn't have, and now I have it. And again, as I said before, now I'm this much closer to having the full run of the first volume of X-Men. So this video this week is going to be a shorty, but we basically got a bunch of Bronze Age and Silver Age, with the exception of those two modern Uncannies that we're showing. The next one's going to be a 15-center Fantastic Four. As Sam has said before, Dad, just make sure we change it up a little bit and it's not always Amazing Spider-Man or Web of Spider-Man and X-Men. And I'm actually starting to really branch out a little bit, and I decided when I saw this one, again, it's the artwork. I just kind of liked the cover. It's a 15-center from the late 60s. It's issue 96 of the Fantastic Four. I got this for under $10, and it was on the Whatnot app. Again, just like the cover. I haven't read the story yet. So then the next issues that I'm going to show you are all really cool Bronze Age issues of the Avengers. I got 5 of them. Two of which were the same issue. So I got 2 104s in this little stack. And I got in a issue 121 right here. Then I picked up issue 122, which is a pretty cool cover unto itself. And then issue 151. This is right after that issue 150 that I got, where they introduced a whole new lineup. And this is carrying on with their new adventures in issue 151. And out of those 5 issues, this is my favorite cover. I want to say, I think this issue 122, though, is actually the best as far as condition out of all the issues. And the 104s were okay. They weren't great, but all of them, I think, for the most part, were 4 or 5s, you know, on my casual grading scale. But all nice, good readers. No trash there. I do like the Avengers. They were never my favorite group, which is the reason why I didn't collect a lot of them. But I got these for really cheap. I think they were under $10 for all 5 issues, and that was with shipping. So kind of got a really good deal on those. And again, that's from our good friends at Whatnot. I honestly can't remember which auction house it was, but they have tons of comics every week, every day for sale, and they will find, or you will find, the stuff that you're looking for there. All right, so the last comic we're going to show for tonight, again, it's a quickie. It's kind of our halftime show because it's football season and Sam and I's favorite team is on, and it ain't the New York Giants, it's the Dallas Cowboys. But a couple of weeks ago, Sam and I made a very, very conscious decision that we were going to put a great effort towards getting an issue of Amazing Spider-Man that really, as far as collectors go, means a lot to collectors. And so we picked up issue 50 of Amazing Spider-Man. And again, I'm already getting goosebumps again, and this is 2 weeks after we got this issue. So what happened here is we saw this issue initially on eBay for sale, and it was in the price range of what, Sam? $280, $90?
$289.
And so we saw it, and it started going up, and skyrocketing like every single issue 50 of Amazing Spider-Man does. And I think this one eventually sold originally for around $350 to like $370. It was in that price range, and it was just like, we tried to get it and then didn't, and then we just thought it was gone. And then we said, okay, we'll just keep saving, and eventually another one will pop up. And so for whatever reason, I was looking online again, and I saw this back on our watch list, and I was like, why is it on our watch list? And Sam said, hey, Sam goes, yeah, I saw it already myself, and I just put it back on. I said, okay. And I said, it looks like that same issue that we were looking at before. And he goes, it is. And so when I read the description, basically it was the typical eBay buyer didn't pay, so he relisted it. And he relisted it for the same asking price, like starting asking price as he did before. And it was a Thursday night, 1 a.m., like Friday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning, right, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
In time. And there was 4 or 5 watchers on it, not very many, which was really weird because typically any Amazing Spider-Man 50 issue, you don't have less than 10 guys watching this thing, and it doesn't matter what condition it is. There's always 10, 12, 15, 20. We've seen them where there's as much as, 32, I think was one of them.
Like 80.
80. Sam saw one that was 80, So we just thought, you know what? Maybe this is the one that we're supposed to get. And when the auction got down to 1 day, and nobody had looked at it. Nobody had, there were people watching it, but when I say looked at them, I got to backtrack on that. Typically with 1 day, at least one person bids on it. Nobody bids on it. Nobody's bidding on it. Gets down to 12 hours. Nobody's bidding on it. And it gets down to 5 hours. And I'm like, Sam, do you want to bid on this? And he goes, well, I have school tomorrow. And I said, well, I have work tomorrow. And he goes, but I have school. And I said, all right. So I set my alarm for 12:45 in the morning, and the alarm went off. I got up. Nobody had bid on it. And I said, well, I said, I guess we'll just pull that trigger. So Sam and I ended up buying it. It's the most I've ever paid for a comic book. I probably won't pay this much again for a very long time. And that was going halves with Sam. It's the most I've ever paid for a book. I have books that are worth more than this now because I bought them so many years ago, but I've never paid this much for a book. But the good thing about this book is it's only ever going to go up in value. I mean, I've watched this thing climb just in the past 6 months that I really started getting back into collecting. One this grade's probably climbed 10% in value. And that's just in 6 months. So we got a pretty good presenting copy of this. The pages are off-white to, I would say, maybe just a little light brown. The cover is just amazing. I mean, the colors are still popping on it. There's one tiny little mark here, but other than that, it's a great cover. The back is fully there. There's nothing missing out of the back. There's zero Marvel chipping, which happens a lot with books this age. The only bad thing about this book, in my opinion, is the spine has a few breaks in it and it's pretty weak. And there's tape marks on the inside. I'm not going to show them because, again, it's an old book. But there's some tape marks in the front cover in the first page and on the back cover in the last page. But Sam and I were just like, the book is still attached. We couldn't quite understand why whoever owned the book did it. And what we're saying, it was probably, Sam, 30 years ago they probably put that tape on, if not even longer, because the actual tape is gone. It's just the residue from the tape. And if I could figure out a way to get rid of that residue, I would, but I just don't want to mess with this because it is in such good shape. I got goosebumps again just talking about it. Like Sam sent me pictures of it when he got it, because he got home from school before I got home from work when it arrived. And I said, hey, send me some pictures, via text. And he showed me that iconic panel of Peter Parker walking away from the garbage can with the suit in the garbage. And just goosebumps. And I'm not even a Spider-Man like in-depth, true believing honk. I like Spider-Man. It's okay. But the cool thing is now Sam and I read this issue, literally read it together, because we're probably not going to open this again for a while. And we're going to start reading finish this story arc, and we're going to both give our opinions of this story arc. As you know, kind of getting back into the actual issue itself, this is where Peter Parker gives up his identity of Spider-Man because he's not doing good in school. He's not doing good with the ladies. He's not doing good with work, and he thinks that it's the suit, it's being a superhero that's causing all these issues. And in part, it probably is a little bit, but so that's why he ditches the costume in the first place. And spectacular writing, wouldn't you say, Sam? Mm-hmm. I mean, some of the best writing, I think, of the Silver Age was in this book. I love the X-Men. They're one of everybody knows I love the X-Men, but they had some cheesy writing in the 60s. This was top notch. I mean, just top notch writing. I mean, and then of course it's the introduction of the Kingpin to the Marvel Universe in this issue also, which makes it just, it's the cover. It's is it a Ramada Senior cover?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a Ramada Senior cover. It's Peter Parker giving up his identity. Spoiler alert, he gets his identity back at the end of the issue, but it's him giving up his identity. And of course, the biggest key of the whole thing, obviously, is that his first appearance of Kingpin. I mean, come on. Kingpin. One of the biggest, literally, quote unquote, baddies in the Marvel universe, and certainly one of the big baddies of New York. So, I mean, that's our big news for the last couple weeks. We've gotten other issues that we didn't show tonight. We'll show them. Maybe we'll do a video during the week. But with school and, like I said, mother-in-law's house, and Sam's doing football now, it's pretty busy. So we'll try and get these videos every week. Like I said, we've got a few issues still that we have to show, and we keep getting issues. And in fact, we picked up a really cool, Jungle Action today.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little preview. We're not going to show it to you, but we picked a Jungle Action up that both Sam and I have been looking for since he basically started collecting, I would say about a month into his serious collecting, about a half a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
He saw these issues, good Bronze Age issues, and he wanted them, and we found one of them. And personally, I like the issue too. And I mean, and then I found another X-Men issue that we'll show you also from the Silver Age. Again, now it's narrowing the gap even more. But as always, we're going to end this video on a positive note, though. We got number 50, gigantic key in Sam's collection. He worked really hard, actually. Earned this thing. I told him I'd help him with it just because of price point. I mean, he's 13 years old, but he gets the majority of his own books. But hey, I wanted it too. It's an iconic cover. So without further ado, I'd like to say thank you to all my viewers. Tell everybody that we're still around. We're still doing videos. We still love the comics. Tell them to subscribe to our channel because we love you guys. And without you guys, I couldn't do this. And go to our Instagram, right? We got Instagram. And what else do we have, Sam? Is that it?
Yeah.
And we still have a little store. We haven't put much in it. I'm thinking about putting these Avengers issues in it. If somebody's interested in them, I'm certainly, up for somebody asking if they want to buy them. I'll be pretty reasonable about it because they're not like a #1 grade books or anything like that. So thank you very much again. Thank you. And you guys have a great night.